Hello. No one's with us yet. We're a bit early, I think. Oh. Hello. Oh, we've got a couple of people joining us. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. It's been a while. Morning, Megan. How are you? Trying to see who else is joining us today. We've got 5 people with us. Morning, Sophie. Morning, Chelsea. Hi, Jane. How are you? Abby, your mum's on already. Hello. Good. Morning, morning. Oh, it's not morning now, is it? Afternoon. Hi, Shelby. How are you? Hi, Gemma. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. So obviously it's been 7 months since our last Facebook Live video, which seems crazy, doesn't it? What a long time ago, or not perhaps for some people. So obviously we're still going, lockdown 3.0. We really hope you're all okay. All we wanted to do today was provide you with a quick update of the animal centre, really, so we can show you around and you can see what other animals we've got since the last time we spoke to you. We are obviously still working together, so whilst we are maintaining social distancing where possible, we're getting lateral flow testing done twice a week to keep us safe, because obviously the nature of the job is that it's really difficult to be social distanced when you're passing animals to each other and giving medication to animals. So just wanted to explain that to you before we start. So you can see behind me we've got our new birds, which we won't have been able to show you last time. At the top here we've got a golden mantled rosella, and these two are kakarikis. Really, really pretty. Craig's going to tell us a bit more about those. Craig, I'll turn my camera around so you can, if I can remember how to do it. There we go.
Hi everyone.
Hey Craig.
Good to see you all. Hi to the students that are watching. Obviously we're all missing you lots. For those of you that haven't seen our birds, we've got 3 here. So like Sarah said, we've got 2 kakarikis and we've got the one rosella in here. These guys all originate from sort of Australasia, that sort of area. They are quite intelligent. They're definitely one of the more intelligent species that we have on the animal unit. So for that reason, we've got lots of enrichment in here.
Hello.
Simple enrichment is sometimes best for these guys. So we provide them with forage boxes. We provide them with lots of different sort of surfaces to chew on, even on the floor, and we can scatter some bugs down there so they can have a bit of a forage, because these guys do tend to eat insects from time to time.
See if we can get a close-up of the golden mantled rosella. Ooh.
It's a shame that we can't sort of go in there and handle them, but these guys are not handleable at all. We only really handle these for veterinary procedures, or if we need a nails trimming, or if we need to do a full clean and sort of full enclosure renovation.
Absolutely.
Birds don't do well with stress, so we try and keep handling and...
Oh, we're glad you like them, Shelby. They're so cute, aren't they? The kakarikis are really naughty, aren't they, Craig?
Yes.
They're right little characters. Oh, my phone's not behaving very much today. But they're right little characters. They love a bath, don't they?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
And they play games with each other, and Craig puts in quite a lot of enrichment for them. So they usually have they've got like a box up here, you can see, and Craig will put different types of food in there for them to forage, so it keeps them nice and busy. And we've got some other birds as well, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. We have some hawks
Hello.
in this smaller enclosure here at the minute. So again, these guys need quite a lot of enrichment too. Another sort of simple form of enrichment we can do for these guys is just giving them larger chunks of fruit that we can sort of stab onto the perches.
Yeah.
Takes like no time at all, but it just means that these guys are kept more stimulated throughout the day. Doesn't take long, really, really easy, and these guys seem to really, really enjoy it, and it's what's keeping them so healthy up until now.
Absolutely, yeah. And we've got loads of different types of perches in there. So we've got some smooth perches, and we've got natural wood perches as well, because that helps keep their feet healthy as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, so providing a number of different sort of rough and smooth surfaces just help prevent bumble.
Hello, how are you?
If we provided perches that were too big for their feet would stretch, and that could cause bumblefoot. Or if all of the perches were the same, again, that could be another instigator for bumblefoot. But by providing them with different sort of abrasive surfaces, with different size perches and different diameter, it just helps keep their feet really clean as well.
Abby's mum says the cage looks quite small. Can you explain why that is?
So the cage is quite small. These are in a sort of isolation-y type cage for the time being. We were due to be getting larger aviaries, and they were going to be changed from wood to mesh, but obviously because of the pandemic, this hasn't happened yet.
So you can see our wooden aviaries, we're having them built with stainless steel, but unfortunately because of the pandemic, there's a bit of a hold on the company coming out to do those. And once they come out, we're having a double one, so the balks can be separate from these guys, because unfortunately they were together, but the kakarikis are so naughty that they actually upset the balks, didn't they? And we can't have that. So we live and learn though, don't we? Speaking of Abby, who have you got there? I'll come round to you. Bernard is... Oh, you going to come over?
Hi everyone. You might remember Bernie from last time, Bernard.
Hey Bernard, how are you?
Well, he's feeling a bit sorry for himself at the moment.
Tell me more.
He's had to undergo a couple of surgeries since our last Facebook Lives. Unfortunately, because of his breed type, it's quite a common thing also generally in rabbits to have teeth issues. In case you didn't know, rabbits have open-rooted teeth that continuously grow. If they continuously grow, they can create defects in the actual jaw, create abscesses in the mouth. What you doing? And also something that's called malocclusion. Shout out to the students because they should know what that means.
They absolutely do.
So malocclusion is a defect in the relationship between the top jaw and the bottom
Logie says
jaw.
hello.
Hi Logie. So unfortunately he's had to have 2 surgeries. Rabbit surgeries are also...
That's why his fur's a bit funny on this side, isn't it? Because they've had to... Because it was an abscess on his tooth where it was growing funny, they had to actually cut it from the outside of his face, didn't they? And then we had to spend a lot of time looking after him.
Syringing water through that.
Yeah, flushing it out regularly, yeah.
But, you know, it's quite... anaesthetic's quite dangerous for rabbits as well, so obviously...
Oh, Halsey, it's sad, isn't it? It's really hard to put small animals. Halsey just said that her chinchilla had the same, and it's really difficult to put small animals under anaesthetic. It's such a risk. Unfortunately, it doesn't work the way you want it to, does it? And unfortunately, we did have an incident, well, you know, sad to tell you that we had an incident with Blossom, who you know was living with Bernard. Yeah, it was Bernard's girlfriend. Unfortunately, we lost Blossom. She went to the vets for actually the same operation as Bernard. But she didn't come back, unfortunately, because of the anaesthetic. So we're just going to... Oh, hopefully it doesn't come flying out. But look at this. Can you see that?
That would be like where it's growing from, so the root of the tooth.
So that's actually Bernard's tooth that they removed.
That would be what was growing into his cheek.
Causing the abscess.
And there's lots of things you can do to prevent that. Obviously, appropriate diet, which Bernard has.
Yes.
He has his nuggets.
He loves his nuggets, doesn't he?
Tree branches, and as you can see, he is actually doing what he needs to do with those and gnaw those, and eats hay.
Yes.
But even with those methods, unfortunately, it's still a very common thing with Bernard.
Hello, beautiful man. Yes, because of his breed, unfortunately, it's a bit unavoidable, even though we put all these wonderful things in place for him. Supreme Pet Food is where we get all of our complete foods for our rabbits and all of our small animals from. Who is this?
But we obviously couldn't have Bernard living on his own. Rabbits are really social, so they should be living with another individual. And because he was so good with introducing his with Blossom, we were just like, let's give it another try. He's still quite young, so can't have him living on his own. So we rescued Luna.
Luna! So Luna was a house rabbit before, so we're teaching her how to be a rabbit again, which is quite a task, isn't it?
And Luna did actually live on her own, so this would have been, apart from when she was born, this would have been her first proper interaction with rabbits again. So it is actually taking some time to actually introduce them. So this is why we've got this enclosure divide. Lots of positive mesh contact. They're sniffing each other loads. We swap them around so they can smell each other. Rabbits carry out chinning. Scent glands.
Luna doesn't look very impressed.
No, but she's a lovely rabbit.
She's lovely.
Used to being handled by the students.
Yeah.
Obviously not anymore, but.
And also because of Bernard's 2 surgeries, we haven't been able to mix them as often because we need to make sure he's safe, don't we? Because we don't want to obviously have any negative impact of his...
Can't pull the stitches out.
Are you doing little binkies?
But yeah, she's proper... She's like really random, like a really odd bod, but she's definitely like coming out of her shell, yeah.
You love her, Bernie. She's not so much of a fan of you yet, though, is she? But we'll get there.
Toys.
She did, yeah. She's got her own cuddly rabbit. which we still keep with her because it's important for her to have that level of comfort, so she's still got comfort from her previous house as well. So she's obviously, so they will eventually have this full pen together, but at the moment they're just in half and half each. She does look grumpy today, Owen. I swear to you that that's just her face.
It's just, yeah, I was gonna say,
That is just what Luna looks like. Hey Emily, yeah, everybody's doing good, thank you for asking. Yeah, we're like lockdown pros now, aren't we? Who's this?
Mysterious creature.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
So everybody, this is Jake. So Jake's our new member of staff. Jake, tell me a bit about you.
Cool. Hi everyone, I'm Jake. So yeah, my background is mainly zoos and animal training. In particular, sea lions is what I've worked with for many years. So I've also worked with Sarah before and I'm college before I come here. So yeah, now I'm here.
And Layla.
And Layla.
Yeah.
And Layla as well. So.
Jake's going to show us the Nocturnal Room again in a minute. So we're going to have a look at the Gambian pouch rats, the sugar gliders, and our new African pygmy hedgehog Peanut. So I'll just have a quick show you some of the other rabbits. So obviously you know these guys. Let's do that. They look like they've had an argument, don't they? Oh, there we go. Hello. I've just worked out how to zoom. I feel like I'm going to be doing it too much now. You watch me do something terrible and end up like losing everybody. Here we go. Hello, you three. What are you doing? Hello. You having a cuddle? So we've also got some new guinea pigs recently. We're very lucky, aren't we, in that our students have given us guinea pigs. We've got 4 new guinea pigs, haven't we?
We've got Bourbon and Oreo. This is Bourbon.
Aww.
And Oreo's just down there.
Hey, Oreo.
So we had to take out Daisy and Bramble. So if you've watched our previous lockdowns, the grey and white one, and like the teddy bear tripod one.
They're doing really well, Amy. Thank you so much for donating them to us. They love it. They're doing really well with the other girls as well. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Abby.
Those 2 guinea pigs are just geriatrics, and unfortunately have like some underlying health conditions. So
Yeah.
it's fair for them to live quietly in isolation.
Absolutely. They deserve
like
retirement.
home.
For sure, yeah.
So
Are you chatting?
we've got Bourbon, and then Oreo's just down here. The tulip.
Hello, you two.
They're super sweet. They're lovely.
Really vocal, aren't they? Can you hear them?
Very vocal.
Wee, wee, wee.
Yeah, they're very sweet.
And then we've got some new boys as well, haven't we? So these are our current boys. We haven't mixed them with our new boys yet. Again, they were donated to us by a student. So thank you so much. The size difference is incredible as well. So these are our current adult boys. What are you doing, Rocket?
They are so quick.
What are you doing, Rocket? So Abby's just going to show you one of our new little boys. They're so fast though, aren't they? Because they're so small. Oh, there's one of them. So we've got 2. What are their names? Can you remember? Dobby and Draco. Yeah, we like our Harry Potter themed and sort of fantasy themed names, don't we? They are really quick. Maybe we'll just look at them like this. Look. So this one is Draco. You can see because he's white. And hello, this is Dobby. See if I can get zoom. Hello, what are you doing? Oh, reverse. So yeah, they have really positive interactions through the bars to each other. And there we go. There's Rocket. Rocket is so beautiful, aren't you? So they have some really positive interactions through the bars, and then eventually they will be put together, but we like to do it as gradual as possible, just to make sure, because obviously we don't want any arguing. See, look, they're chatting, or they were chatting together through the bars already, as guinea pigs do. Right, shall we wander through to the Nocturnal Room and show everybody our new African pygmy hedgehog? Don't know if any of the rodents are awake today for me to show you those quickly. I think they're all snoozing. So we've got African pygmy dormice live in this one. They've got some good enrichment going on there to keep them nice and busy. This is our African striped grass mice enclosure, but I think everybody's... Oh, there's one.
What about the new little hamster? 'Cause it's really
Oh yeah, we've got a new hamster that's really friendly as well. This is one of our Syrian hamsters, but I think... Oh, she's asleep there. Not a very good time of the day for them because obviously they're nocturnal, so They've got that really big wheel to keep them nice and busy, and a sand bath so they can keep their skin nice and clean as well. One of the mice is out, look, having breakfast. Hello. Lovely. And then we've got our Egyptian spiny mice in here. See if I can find you one of those. They're fascinating. They've got like spiky fur like a hedgehog. But I think they're all sleeping as well. Oh, there's one. I don't know if you can see his fur through there. It's like Spot the Mouse. And then this is our multi-mammate enclosure. So they've built themselves like loads of intricate tunnels under there. So let me bring you back over to our Abby's favourite hamster. Who's this?
This is Taz.
Oh, hi, Taz.
We called it Taz because it's normally really quick, but it's like scurries around all the time. So
What kind of hamster is Taz?
a Russian dwarf.
Oh, so cute, aren't you?
Super friendly.
Yeah, really soft as well, aren't they? And a lot of young people have hamsters as pets, don't they? But actually, they need quite a large space, don't they? Which I think a lot of people forget. Because in the wild, they would walk so many miles to find food. 5 to 6 miles to find food.
Essential to have a wheel.
Yes. Keep them nice and busy.
Another reason why hamsters are great pets for younger people is because of they're nocturnal, so they're active at night.
Yeah.
And it takes quite a lot to train them to be diurnal, which is active during the day.
Absolutely.
You can do it, but I would probably recommend the age of like 6+ maybe for a hamster, maybe slightly older.
Yeah, also their teeth continuously grow, so when you get bitten it really hurts, doesn't it?
They bite till their teeth touch as well. So.
Hello. Right, let's go through to... Oh, very chatty. Hello. Very chatty. So we'll go through to the Nocturnal Room so you can meet our new African Pygmy Hedgehog, Peanut, which Gemma kindly got for us. And then also we'll show you our sugar gliders and our Gambian pouch rats. Here we go. Oh, here's one of our Gambian pouch rats. Hello, you. It's quite hard to see in here because of obviously the flipped lighting. So this room is for the students to show them obviously what it's like to work in a nocturnal house. So it helps us to focus on those of them that want to work in zoos. This is one of our giant Gambian pouch rats. And then over here, oh, no. Yeah. Let me pass Jake the phone and you guys can see some of the sugar gliders.
Try and get as close as possible.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. So guys, this is little Peanut, the newest addition to the Nocturnal Room. He's our African Pygmy Hedgehog. He's on a little bit of a diet at the moment, but you can see him just enjoying some nice tasty mealworms at the moment.
Oh, what else has he got in his dish?
He's just got ferret biscuits in there at the moment as well, which he seems to quite enjoy, doesn't he? So, but these guys are omnivorous, so basically they plant matter, they eat lots of fruit, vegetables, seeds, nuts, insects as well, so he does get live food as well, so yeah, he's pretty cool.
Well,
yeah, chicken too.
He's a bit fat, so chicken.
Yeah, he's definitely on a bit of a diet in a minute.
He's got lots of space to try and lose some weight though, hasn't he? And he's got
Yeah, absolutely.
as well.
Yeah, so nice big enclosure. I'll just show you guys that while I'm in here.
Head?
I know. Bit of an obstacle course on here.
Keep the sugar glider's busy, but you have to watch your head, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Do you want to go in with the Gambian pouch rats?
Sure.
I'm just eating.
Are you taking the phone on?
Yeah.
Cool. So here we are, in with the Gambian pouch rats. We've got 2 in here, 2 males. Gaston and Gus, they're called. So Gaston is this little guy here. He's a lot more kind of active and inquisitive compared to Gus. He spends most of his time sleeping at the back. You might be able to see him if I just pop the camera over there. I know it's quite dark. But yeah, these guys are actually really cool and really intelligent. And at the moment, because we haven't got any students in, some of the level 3 students, they would be actually doing an animal training module where they actually get to train some of the animals that we have down here in the centre. Obviously, at the moment, we don't have the students and I'm not able to do that, unfortunately. But it's my hope that I'm going to start some training maybe with the Gambian pouch rats. Lots of people don't realise how intelligent they really are. Actually, they've been trained to detect landmines and unexploded bombs as well, and even cases of tuberculosis and samples in the hospitals. So they're actually really, really clever animals. So hoping to start training them at some point soon. Even if we can just train them to be a little bit more tactile with us, so we can give them a little bit of a health check, weigh them maybe even. So yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, really, really cool animals.
One of them likes to sleep though, so that's quite hard to train them, isn't it? Because it's hard to encourage him to get up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so he's a bit of a, yeah, as Sarah said, bit of a lazy one. Gus, yeah, absolutely. Cool. Lots of people asking if we can see the goats.
Oh yeah, we'll go out and see the goats at the end because it's very cold today. So we're going to leave that to the end. We'll go through to the exotics room next, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to have a look at the gerbils though? Because I think one of them's active right now. One of them was active a minute ago.
See if we can find them. Oh, there he is.
So we've moved them into here so they've got a slightly larger enclosure, and so that they can have this sand pit as well. Gerbils love to dig and make mess. So again, if you're thinking about having them as a pet, that they make a lot of mess.
They do.
Ordinarily they should be housed with individuals, but if you've watched our previous Facebook lives, you'll know we've had quite a lot of issues with grouping them. This one here is actually on a murderous spree.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they've had a really bad fight over night once, and there was quite a lot of injuries on one of our older gerbils. They usually are okay, but females, sometimes when there's a large group, when they go through that hormonal change, when they get into being their teen years, it can cause like hierarchy issues and disputes in their social structure. But they're quite happy on their own, both of them.
They get lots of enrichment and lots of interaction with the students, and obviously in the students' absence, a lot of action with us, don't they?
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you can't ever plan anything like with animals just because they're supposed to live in a particular way or
Absolutely.
have a certain thing. Like each individual is different.
So Craig's very excited to show you some of our new animals next door. So shall we pop next door?
Yeah.
Oh, Katie studies applied science, but animal care is interesting too. It absolutely is, and there's a lot of science involved in the study of animals. So we do cover quite a lot of science-based modules as well. Gemma, who teaches all of my science-based modules, covers things like veterinary nursing, animal health. So it's really varied. So Craig, what is our newest animal in the exotics room?
We have 4 yellow-headed poison dart frogs, which are sort of fast becoming my favourite animals. So there are over 200 different types of dart frog, and these guys are just one of them. You can find dart frogs throughout sort of South and Central America. They're really, really small, as you can see. Most don't get any bigger than sort of 2 inches in size. They are poisonous in the wild. These guys aren't. These guys get their poison out in the wild from the food that they eat. So these guys out in the wild eat things like ants, termites that feed on poisonous plants. So the poison from the plants is passed from the ants to the frogs. And some species of dart frog have enough poison in them to kill 10 adult human beings.
Crikey.
And the poison that they secrete can actually last over a year, so it doesn't have to be used straight away. And the local tribes out in South and Central America do actually harvest the poison from these guys, and they'll use that to hunt for their dinner out in the wilds of South and Central America.
And these guys are in what's called a bioactive setup. So you can see there's lots of natural, these are live plants in here. So these are all natural live plants. You can see that we've got, there's a drainage layer. They've got lots of substrate in there, and everything's kept alive in here. So there's even little tiny bugs in the floor that help to keep all of the enclosure living. So that's a bioactive setup. And we use that as a way to show the students, obviously, what it's like if you work in a zoo where enclosures aren't cleaned as regularly as some of the other ones. We also got some new stick insects recently. We got them from another college, actually, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So we're part of a college group on Facebook where we can talk about different animal species and get advice from one another. And somebody had an influx of stick insect babies, so we took some off them. Do you know what type they are?
Yeah, these are lime greens. These ones.
Lime greens.
And they're wobbling to resemble stick in the wind, which is quite cool. That's not my hand shaking.
Hi, David Mead. How are you?
And then we do have an old, or an older Maclay's.
Yeah, we've got
Spectre,
Maclay's as
sticking
well.
Spectre over at the back.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you. We've also got our teeny tiny eyeshadow anoles in here, but they are so small it's really difficult to sort of pinpoint where they are. Or there is actually one right at the back, and if I open the door, I don't know if he'll scurry away, but I'll try and zoom in to show you. So these are called eyeshadow anoles, tiny little lizard, and the reason they're called eyeshadow anoles is because they have a tiny little blue flick on the top of their eye, but it's quite hard to see because they're so small. But they are so fascinating. So again, these guys aren't something that we handle on a regular basis because they're so small, but we do regularly keep them out. And for those of you that were part of our exotics lesson where we did tarantula handling, this is our Antilles Pink Toe, and he was absolutely tiny. He was probably about the size of a 10p coin, and now he's growing so much in size, and we've obviously upgraded his enclosure, so he's in this taller Exoterra now because he's arboreal, so he likes to climb. We also got some new lizards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did. We've got some plumed basilisks in here. So we've got a male and a female. This is the male.
Hello.
These guys just like the...
You can see why he's called a plumed basilisk, can't you? Look at that plumage on his head, look. He's lovely, isn't he?
They're also called the Jesus lizard.
Yes.
They can sort of
He's got such a long
walk on
tail.
water, which is really impressive. And we're going to be hopefully converting this into a paludarium, which is half water, half land, in the near future.
So that's what the male looks like, and this is the female. She's hiding because she's a lot more sort of timid than he is. But you can see she lacks that plume on her head, and she doesn't have that fancy frill or spine or sail fin along her back. So they do look very different. So at the moment, obviously, they've got this big enclosure. Like Craig said, what we're going to do is turn it into a paludarium, which basically means it's going to have a body of water in it as well, so they can swim, because they are big swimmers. They like to swim in water. So we'll be adding that on there as well. So obviously, you know some of our regulars. We've got our boa constrictor in there. He ate yesterday though, so he's absolutely chilling somewhere, keeping warm so he can digest his food. So the students get taught regularly about the fact that it's really important not to handle snakes after they've been fed, because it takes them quite a long time to digest their food, and they really do rely on heat to help their metabolic processes work. So really, really important. Craig made these really cool hides for one of our leopard geckos. This is Jammy's enclosure. They're just made out of something called excavator clay, and Jammy can go in there if she wants to be a bit cooler. They are what's known as a shade dweller, so they do tend to hide in the shade and then come out just to get a little bit of UV light. Our Pac-Man froggy's in here, but you can see he's got two little burrows and then he's sort of disappeared, so I think he's hiding today. Here's our corn snake, Pyro. Hello. Did Pyro eat yesterday? Yeah, so Pyro had dinner yesterday as well, so Pyro's probably chilling out a little bit. Our Hognose Snake, we've moved into this bigger enclosure, and she really likes to burrow, so she's underneath all that sand somewhere. Yes. Here's our bearded dragon girl. So obviously they've grown so much since the last time you saw them. So these are our two females. Hello, what are you doing? Again, they could do with a little bit of a diet, to be honest. Look at that belly. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, it's too cold outside today. Our Crested Geckos in here, you can probably see he's like smushed up the back there. But again, they're nocturnal, so they don't really like being awake when it's this bright during the day, so he's not going to be out and about at the moment. One of our tree frogs. So this is called a Snowflake white tree frog. Look at those chubby arms. They're also known as a chubby frog or a dumpy frog because of that appearance where they have those chunky limbs. We've got two. We've got a male and a female in there. Oh, and then we've got our new fire-bellied toads. So that's what they look like on the top. And I don't know if I can show you if he's going to be compliant. Yeah, can you see underneath there? So that's why they're called fire-bellied, because they're orange and red underneath. Some of them are a bit more brighter in colour than others, but no one else is being compliant and showing themselves to me. It's only him who's hanging about, aren't you, mate? Hey? Again, so Craig's happy because we're getting all the amphibians at the moment. This is our royal python enclosure, but she's snoozing because she ate yesterday. Oh, here's one of our day geckos. Hello. See if I can get you without scaring you off. Look at how beautiful. Whoa. You nearly did. I nearly threw my phone at it. So they are so beautiful. We've got 4. See if there's one over here as well, look. You can see those beautiful colours. So these are Madagascan giant day geckos. So these guys will get a lot bigger. So that's why we've got 2 in each enclosure. They're all males, actually. We had a great fun day sexing them the other day. So we were looking at their femoral paws, which are these little patches of scales, on their thighs. And they've all got them. So they're all boys. We've just got one that's a bit smaller than the others. So yeah, we've got 2 in each of those. And then we've got our Ghost, who's our rat snake. He's in here. He hasn't eaten yet, so we're going to be doing that later. So he's just chilling in his log at the moment. He's cork bark. Yeah. And we've got some sun beetles, which you might not have seen last time. Not everybody's cup of tea, insects, but they're really interesting. We've also got a new praying mantis, but he looks just like the stick, so it takes me a while to find him again. Where are you? Does anyone know where the praying mantis is? Oh, he was on the glass, was he? He might be at the...
Right at the front or right at the back?
He's so hard to spot.
Right
is he right at the back?
Yeah,
oh.
Can you see?
I can't actually.
Here, if you...
Where are you looking? Yeah, I can zoom.
You might have to tilt your camera a little bit.
What, which way?
Hang on.
I'll give it to you.
He's there. You can just see him there. So he was tiny when we got him, but he's now had quite a few molts, so he's a little bit bigger. So yeah, can you see him now?
I still can't know, but I believe you.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, sorry, Craig. I wasn't thinking you were lying about it, but it was quite difficult. What breed is Ghost? Ghost is a Texas rat snake. So he's actually really big. We've also got some salamanders as well, which are very new, but they are seriously tiny. So being able to find them to show you is near enough impossible. The other day it took Craig and Leia ages to try and find them. And then we've got our white tree frogs in here. So Amazonian milk frog, sorry, yeah. There he is. Hello? What are you doing? And then obviously we've got Clarice as well. So you can see, if I take a step back, because Clarice doesn't really like human interaction that much. You can see she's shedding on her face at the moment. Unfortunately, we don't have Colin anymore. Unfortunately, Colin had a problem with his liver. We actually took him to the vets in Newmarket. So thank you so much, Ian, who helped us with Colin, because that was a very horrible time for us, because everybody knows that Colin was, you know, our favourite, which you probably shouldn't have favourites, should you? But unfortunately... he was our centre mascot, yeah, for sure. So, unfortunately, Colin, he was put to sleep because of this liver condition he had. It was something that he'd had for a very long time, according to our vets, and it was something that was untreatable. So we tried all we could to keep him going, but unfortunately, it was his time. And the thing with chameleons is that they actually don't live for very long. They have quite a short lifespan. Yeah, Megan, all of the students absolutely loved Colin as well. So it was a very sad time for quite a lot of people. But, you know, this is one of those things that happens when you work with a collection of animals as large as we do. And unfortunately, a lot of the animals that we keep, their lifespans aren't very long. So, you know, chameleons, 5 years sometimes, depending on whether they're male or female. So, yeah, and we rescued him too, didn't we? So this is the thing, is when you take animals from other people, we obviously don't know how old they were exactly when we got them. So it's hard to gauge sometimes with exactly how old they are. So yeah, it's horrible. It's one of the worst things about working with animals is having to deal with death. But unfortunately, it is very much an everyday occurrence when you work with large-scale animals. This is the Madagascan day gecko. You can see he's shedding a little bit. Geckos actually eat their shed, so he'll be secretly eating some of his shed while we were not looking, same as the leopard geckos do. Yeah, we've got a really good video of the leopard geckos shedding. Should we go outside and see the goats?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jake's actually trying to train the goats at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's got keys. We'll go out and see the goats, because I know, Shelby, you like the goats, don't you? So we'll go and check and see how they are. It's supposed to snow all day tomorrow, so we were trying to keep inside as much as possible because it's chilly. It's chilly.
Should we grab some greens?
Oh, thanks, Annabelle. That's lovely. We were actually all very nervous about doing the video today because we haven't done one for 7 months, so it was quite nerve-wracking for us. There's quite a lot of building work happening around here at the moment, so I apologise. We're sorry we've just come through. Thank you. You want to be on camera too? So we're just going to go and see the goats. We also got some ducks actually, which we'd love to show you. I don't know if you know actually, but unfortunately there is an avian flu outbreak in the UK at the moment. So we're actually not allowed to have the ducks out. Ordinarily they would have this big outside space, which we're eventually converting into a larger area for the goats. So the ducks, they're Indian runner ducks. We've got Daisy and Donald in there, but they have to stay inside at the moment because of the avian flu outbreak. So eventually we'll be able to have them out, but for the time being they have to stay inside. Okay, I'm glad I'm wearing nice dress and shoes for this. Let's have a look. So can everybody remember what the goats' names are from last time? Hello you, how are you?
Who's the boss? This is the boss man.
He's the boss, yeah.
What was his name? Does anyone remember?
Can anyone remember our goats' names?
Or the naughty one. What was he called?
There's the naughty one. Hello, naughty
he looks
one.
a bit chunky, but I swear it. I promise you, it is.
It's just
his
fluff.
Woolly coat. His woolly winter coat.
Oh, Andy, look at you. You're so round. Like a little football. Oh, and then we've got Russ at the back there. Hey, Russ. And then this is please don't eat your this. This is Hank. So Hank's the boss, aren't you, Hank? Oh, I should probably zoom out really because it's a bit much. And then we've got Bailey. Currently trying to headbutt you. He likes to itch his little horns on people's legs, don't you? Hey. And then round the back, hiding, we've got Harry. Hey, Harry, how are you? And then Bailey, all the way at the back there. Bailey's too busy eating hay, look. Hey? George, sorry.
We've updated the outside of the students have with Layla.
Oh yeah, so Layla's done a fantastic job with the students, and actually the year 2 students have worked really hard on this area. They've been doing it for estate skills, which is all about maintaining boundaries and maintaining conservation areas. Hey Andy, please don't eat my jumper. Can we have that agreement? Thank you. So you can see that they've got sort of like additional wood chip on the floor to help with the... Are you messing about? Please stop it. They've got wood chip out there as well, and the students are building some extra tunnels and things like that. So there's lots of stuff for them to be doing. Hopefully when the weather gets a bit better, we'll get more grass as well. And then obviously we've got the additional enclosure that we're going to be joining. So there's actually, you can see the chipboard there. That's where it will go through to the other bit. Hello, Naughty. How are you? Yeah. All right, Russ. George, you're looking round these days as well, mate, aren't you? And Andy, stop it. Why? Andy, I know I've not been out here for a while, but can you just not? Just stop it. Don't eat my cardigan. We've had this discussion.
I'm sorry.
Jake, control your trained goats.
So yeah, we're going to be trying to teach them just some general manners, really, which is quite important for a lot of animals.
Andy has 0 manners.
Exactly. But even things like with opening the door, so when we open the door, they will try and run out into that little service area.
They
We've got
do.
all of the food and stuff, so we'll probably do some door work.
Why, Andy? Why?
And they're really intelligent, so we can do some target training with the goats as well. So goats are quite easy to train, and I say that, we'll see how it goes. But
They're very food orientated, which really helps, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So
I'm getting really picked on. Can you stop?
See you very much.
I know, but I'm wearing a nice dress today. If you could not, that would be great. Who have you got over there, Craig? Hank. Bossman Hank. Yeah, so obviously he is a right softie. So obviously goats have quite a like, they live in big groups and they always have one who's in charge. It's not you, unfortunately, is it, Bailey? It's not you, is it? Andy likes to think it's him. That's not an invitation to eat my jumper. Stop it. There we go. So does anybody have any questions for us today? Hey, Elle, how are you? Hi, Josh. Does anybody have any questions for us today? We're happy to answer them while we're all here together. Layla's teaching at the moment, so you can't see Layla today. She's with our animal nursing assistants. Oh, Andy. There we go. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Oh, Craig, what about our new courses that we're running? Because we've got some new courses starting in September, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. You might have to. We've got the
Wildlife conservation.
Yeah.
That's one.
Wildlife conservation.
Yeah. So if you're
free qualification, it's 2 years. Some of the modules encompass like actual land management, so like habitat management, uplands, woodlands, and then some of them about like population surveys of wildlife and vegetation as well.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in conservation and less of the animal side of things and more sort of wildlife conservation, countryside management, stop it, and you know, land management, so learning about different ways of hedges and things like that, then the land and wildlife course would be good for you. We've also got a level 3 practical animal care skills qualification that we're starting. So again, it is a level 3 qualification. It's not it doesn't have any UCAS points attached to it, so if you wanted to go to university you would need to do a technical qualification, but the level 3 practical care skills qualification, it's portfolio based. If you're worried about exams, that'd be a good one for you, and it's a lot more practical. It's 50% practical, 50% theory, so that's a good one for you. And we're also starting our pre-veterinary science course as well. So it's a level 3 technical course, and it's geared up to those of you that want to work in bioveterinary medicine. If you want to be a veterinary surgeon, it will help you to get some prior knowledge before you go to somewhere like the Royal Veterinary College to do a degree in bioveterinary medicine.
Yeah, it's accepted everywhere, isn't it? All like veterinary schools accept the level 3 science route.
Absolutely.
Normally you have to have a science-based qualification, but this is like putting the two things
Stop
together.
it.
So if any of you are worried about that and wanting to be a vet surgeon or work in veterinary medicine, then you can definitely do the qualification and go to a veterinary school.
Absolutely. And for those of you that won't get the entry requirements for the level 3 veterinary science route, because you do need 5s for that, we do have a level 2 animal nursing assistance course. So that's actually great. That actually provides you with a qualification to be an animal nursing assistant, which is somebody who supports a veterinary nurse. So we've got loads of courses coming up in September, and we can't wait to see our new students. We'd quite like to have our current students back though, wouldn't we? Because we miss them very much.
It's quite hard at not having like the added like help, you know.
Yeah.
We're still having to teach students
And look at the
animals, and it's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot. We're all tired.
So yeah, so Shelby, when you say when our next live is, it's really hard for us at the moment to find time to do our lives this lockdown round, because obviously we still have students that we're working with to get them through their qualification. So we will try and do another live, but I can't promise you when that will be. This is a good time slot for us, so perhaps we'll try and do one at another point at this time. But because we are supporting the students, we're still teaching all of our lessons. So apart from practical sessions, all of our theory sessions are online and we're live streaming. I'm glad it's not just me.
He always gets me off.
It does.
Doesn't he?
So we're actually doing lessons completely as we were before, just online, so on our computers. The only lessons we can't obviously do online are our practical sessions. So we're doing the best we can for our students, because they're very important, and you know, we want them to get all they can out of the qualification. So
Open evening.
oh yeah, so next Wednesday, what's happening next Wednesday?
Yeah, so we've got like a virtual live open evening, really. So it's a chance for kind of prospective students to meet the team, isn't it? So
Yeah.
meet all of us guys, answer any questions that they've got as well, ask any questions they've got, sorry, I should say, that we can answer. So it's on the 20th, isn't it?
Yeah, so next Wednesday at 5:45 we'll be doing a live Q&A for anybody who wants to come and do a course with us in September, but you've maybe got some questions that you want answering. So maybe you want to know what uniform we get you guys to wear when you're in the animal centre. Maybe you're worried about tarantulas and you want to know a bit more about whether we force you to do that. Do we do that? No, we don't. No, we try and encourage it. Ooh, jigs! We try and encourage it because obviously it's a really good skill to have if you're proficient with handling a variety of animals. But we'd never force people to do it because it does make people uncomfortable. Not everybody likes every animal, and we're completely understanding of that, so we'd never do it.
Loads of students though face their fears this year. Like,
They absolutely do.
One of our level 3 students, literally just before lockdown, and I feel like she's probably going to be really proud of herself that she's actually.
She should be.
That she actually did that just before lockdown, because it's probably one of the only opportunities that she's going to be able to, like, you know, handle the snake, and she, you know, did really well. We've got loads of
Absolutely.
students, with tarantulas.
Even with
various-
rats as well.
Yeah, students that are scared of rats.
Andy, why? My jumper is not for lunch. No, it doesn't matter. You get fed so much. Look at the size of you, cheeky. Okay, so we're going to sign off for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We've really missed speaking to everybody, and it is really difficult to be, although we're very grateful that we can be in our little bubble together, it is difficult to not see our students and have that lovely interaction that the animals get as well. So let me switch you round so I can get everybody in the background. So thank you so much for joining us again today. We'll hope to see you all again soon. Please stay safe. We're about, if any of our students have any questions and want any support with any aspect of the qualification, and we'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.